Good morning. I kind of just got back from church, and it's after 9 o'clock. Sorry. But I really did have an awesome time. I thought last Sunday was the best Sunday in the world. No, today was the best Sunday, the best day I've ever had. No doubt. It was awesome. Um, I'm sure you guys remember when I talked about, the people I thought were my friends did something that kind of offended me, that really made me upset, and I was just watching them that day from a different perspective, and it really made me upset. And I was like, okay, I guess they never were my friends, and they weren't. Um, but I got offended, and I'm sorry for misleading you guys by telling you that, because it wasn't exactly true. Um, I found out today they have all, and there are some new ones, and even the new youth know my name. Of course, everyone calls me Corby. And most of the time they forget I'm there because I'm considerate of others, and I don't talk all the time. I let others speak. But if you ask my opinion, if you ask me, I will tell you. If you actually make the time to talk to me, I will talk back to you. I will talk to you. And we got the planning and stuff done at the house. It worked. We got him out of his own house. Actually, it's only a third his because he rents it with a man and his wonderful wife. Well, a man. He's like 27, 28, 29. And his wife, and she's about the same age. But we got that done with some help from the pastor's wife, which is my youth pastor's mother, being very sneaky. And surprisingly, everyone decided to help. The entire youth group decided no, except for one youth leader who can't because her work has given her a bunch of hours and she just has no social life anymore because of it. She can't help, of course. And then there were three others who were not at the thing. They were there for church this morning, but they did not stay for the planning, which is a little suspicious because they came late to church tonight. Again, they always come in late. And worship service this morning in church was amazing. We had the amazing contemporary songs that I love so much. I sang my heart out. I did. And I kind of stretched my voice so I could sing the higher parts. And ever since, my voice has been... I find when I do, it's almost like an exercise. I'm exercising my voice when I am worshiping the Lord in service. And I was able to sing song the 3 or 4 songs we did tonight for our acoustic youth thing, which I'll tell you about that later. The songs we did were easier for me to sing. Usually I can't reach those songs. I just can't reach the pitches too low or too high. But tonight I hit them perfectly. Which brings me to another thing. I have always hated my voice. I've always hated it. It doesn't do what I want it to do when I need it to do, and it does do what I want it to do when I don't need it to. But it was awesome because I actually let go, I let loose, and I sang my heart out because I've always been afraid, I don't want to sing too loud. I don't want to sing loudly and bring attention to myself, which is actually the opposite of selfishness. No, it's reverse selfishness. It's still selfishness, thinking always about yourself and never thinking about yourself at all to a point of being selfish. That's also selfishness. It's confusing. I'll explain it like tomorrow when I have more time. I don't want to talk your ear off. But I sang. It was amazing. Um, oh, and the worship service was amazing. I just told you that I felt so much closer to God. Every time I worship, I feel so much more closer. Like, He's actually physically there in the place. I can feel Him. He's actually physically there in me. I can feel Him. He's all around me. It, it's like the Force. He's always there. And actually, the universe is actually inside of Him. That's how big He is. We are in Him. Basically, that's how big He is. Which is mind-boggling. It's amazing. But the message was so good. So good. It was talking about, the pastor was kind of explaining heaven, but more of like, you thought it was this way. You thought this way about, oh, I want to get to heaven. That's my goal. I'm going to be nice so I can go to heaven. You thought that way, but that's the wrong way to think. And it's been on my mind for a few days, and I have never tweeted it. I don't know why, but I just haven't. But if heaven is your goal, then there's something very, very wrong. See, you really have to be somewhat intelligent to read the Bible. You have to. The more you study, the more truths you find. Like, yes, we will be going to heaven. That is our reward. But we shouldn't be selfish about it. Like, you should not help someone else just because you want to go to heaven. That's called being selfish. Yeah, sure, you're helping someone, which was good, and you will go to heaven, but you're being selfish. It's a selfish way. I'm not sure if you will go to heaven for doing that, for helping someone only because you want to go to heaven. I don't know. I'll have to pray about that. I'll have to research that and see. Only God knows. I literally felt high. Like, you probably don't know what a high feels like, and you probably might have experienced a high. And the youth pastor actually talked about highs. Actually, the subject of his little it wasn't really a message. It was more of a interactive discussion, but he titled it "Higher Than a Kite," and it was talking about being addicted to things and having a high and what we should desire to have all the time, which is God. And honestly, when I've been like this morning during worship service in church, I felt high at the end. I felt so high and so happy. It was awesome, and it lasted throughout the day. It did. And then tonight, for youth, we had an acoustic thing, and I had a high, even greater high then. And that was amazing. It's still lasting. It's still going on. But when you're with God, the Holy Spirit, the more you worship with Him, the closer you get, because you're learning about Him. You're allowing yourself to get closer to Him. You're allowing Him to get closer to you. So you become almost one, because He does live inside of us. If you have accepted Jesus, and if you have accepted God, He does live inside of you. I had a really good point. I don't remember what it was. And if you're watching this, you probably are bored right now, so I'm trying to think of something interesting I could do to keep your attention. I'm sorry you had to see that, guys. I'm just so blessed. God has just blessed me with the most amazing people in the world. And just, it's beautiful, it's overwhelming. I'm speechless when I start to think of how they live their lives. And we've all just intercepted each other at this one time. And it's all been orchestrated from the big, even before the earth was created, our paths crossing was all orchestrated. It's just so overwhelming. I'm just in tears every time I even start to think about it. It's just amazing. It's amazing. I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. And then when something good happens to me, I ask God, I go, what did I do to deserve this? I've only been doing what Christians are supposed to be doing. And I'll always be doing what Christians are supposed to be doing. I'll always be confident that I am in the right place right now. I am doing what I am supposed to be doing, even if no one else is. I'm just so blessed. It's amazing. Thank you for being my friend out there. If you're watching this right now, you're probably my friend. If you're watching this, I love you. I love you to death. Never forget that. Never forget that. I love you. Even if we can't see each other all the time, even if we only communicate through the internet, I still love you. I would die for you. And you're a blessing from God. You really are. Good night.